Damn, this display is just ridiculous. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I can't talk about this. Hey guys, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, today I am going over the latest mobile news that happened during the week and answering your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Or evade it. For this show, we have some really good news topics, especially about the Galaxy Note 8. So let's get started on that. So first and foremost, I want to make sure we don't have any audio issues. Okay, looks like we have no audio issues this time, so that's really good. All right. So that being said, let's start with the first news topic of the week, which is all about the alleged Galaxy Note 8 first specs. So right now we are hearing that the Galaxy Note 8 will have a 6.4 inch display that will be 4K. So the first 4K phone that we get in the US. Sony did make a 4K phone, however, it really wasn't ever 4K except for like when you played a movie that was 4K. So my guess is that Samsung might make it like that. The reason why is because we don't need a 4K display for everyday use. That's my thing, is that we do not need a 4K display for everyday use. We would more want it for when we want it. So like watching a video, for instance, that would be a good part when to play 4K. But I hope Samsung will, if they do a 4K display, they'll come up with some auto switch like that, so that you'll have a 2K display or a full HD display when you're doing everyday stuff. But then when you watch a video, it switches to a 4K display to really get that beautiful quality of your screen. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I really think that would be the best way. So let me know what your thoughts are. That's just how I would take a 4K display. But not only that, we also get that it would have 6 gigs of RAM. This would be the first ever Samsung with 6 gigs of RAM, again, as a national platform. Yes, there was an S7 that had 6 gigs of RAM last year, a Note 7. The Note 7 in China did have 6 gigs of RAM last year, but not in the US or any other country outside of that. I believe this will be the first one, and it makes sense to have that. Two, it also looks like that we're going to have, what was the other thing I was talking about? Oh, stereo speakers. If you actually look at this leak, it actually shows speakers on both sides. So that's a really cool idea. The fact that we finally might get stereo speakers is really a great idea. So that is something that I thought was really cool. So definitely looking forward to that. Other than that, we have the S Pen. We have a very unique body style, almost kind of like a older Sony design in terms of it, and then with a Samsung front, like from what we're getting later this week. So it really kind of just seems like that's what we're getting in this device. If this is it, I'm all for it. I mean, 6.4 inch 4K display, 6 gigs of RAM. You have a ridiculous speaker on each side, and just a ridiculous screen all in general. Overall, this would sell like crazy, and people would be saying, whatever happened last year, doesn't matter, kind of thing. So definitely really cool. I am definitely excited for it. So yeah. In other news, we have Apple's new iPhone Red phones and the new iPads coming out. The new iPad is a steal compared to the old one. This is $330 for a new iPad that's better than the iPad Air 2. That's a huge price slash compared to the $500 price point that Apple used to charge for this iPad. And honestly, I think the one that will hurt the most from this, if they don't change their strategy, will be Samsung. Samsung, this new tablet is amazing, but with Apple releasing their new higher end replacement, not Pro, but still, I mean, higher end replacement with much better specs at a low price range, it's definitely something that Samsung should be watching out for, and maybe step up their mid-range tablet. If this is going to be their new high-end to match their Pros, then they really need to kind of have a new mid-range device in place. And I would honestly bring the AMOLED display with it. I don't know how you would distinguish it. Maybe just making an 8-inch version of this and make that one for $400 or $350, and you will sell much better and really challenge Apple. But if not, Apple's gonna have a lot of sales at this price range. It's a really good price range. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I think the new iPads are definitely really well off for the price range. All right. And then we also have Android O. So Android O Developers Edition came out while I was gone. And with that being said, so the biggest part is the battery tweaks. I would say that's the biggest part that I've really seen. The battery tweaks are really where it's at. It's basically, again, making it better and better battery life. This is an extension of Doze and Doze on Go. So you have that. In terms of the toggles, again, I've seen that done so much better on other Android skins already, so that doesn't interest me that much. The iconography, I like the idea of moving more so instead of just static. It moves with it, so I really like that idea. More playful icons, as it were. And notifications, just grouping more things together again, so you have a better ability to have it. I think that's a great way to go. We want more and more grouped together so we can easily do everything. And oh yeah, you can snooze updates as well. So you can snooze updates. So if you're getting an update, you can like snooze it for 15 minutes, an hour. New settings menu again. It's funny, this settings menu, if you look at this compared to the Note 7 Grace UX, it's identical. They literally was like, man, Samsung had it right. We're going to copy this, and that's basically what it is. It's almost identical to that. It's basically what Samsung did with Grace UX. They brought it to Android O, and there's supposed to be picture-in-picture. Now this feature is not really available yet, but we know of it. So it'll be interesting to see that. Again, we've seen this from LG, we've seen this from Samsung, picture-in-picture. So hopefully Google gets it right, unlike they did with the S7 and S7 Edge. And yeah, that's mainly the most part. Biggest thing is the battery, I feel like, at least in my opinion. All right, Apple also made a new patent this week showing off their new patent for a docking thing. Now, I will say this, Apple's made patents like this in the past before and never used them. But for this one, it's an interesting concept. It's the ability to dock an iPhone onto a laptop shell and then have a iOS on a MacBook style device. I really like it for one reason. Now, we've seen plenty of things like this from Moto, from HTC. We've seen a lot of things like this in the past. But the reason why I do like it is because the phone could then act as a trackpad. So you're utilizing the touchscreen display in order to use it. So I like that idea. Now, whether or not that's what we will ever get from Apple, who knows? But I do like this idea. I like anything that gives a more productive concept. And even if it's something that's coming out soon, I love the idea of connecting a phone into a bigger screen in order to get more. So yeah. Alright guys, I wanted to touch on this just because it's being brought up once again. Sprint and T-Mobile are not talking about merging, but USB analyst says that, he believes that they will merge because of this next auction coming up in order to get the most spectrum. Quite frankly, I don't see T-Mobile needing Sprint at all. It's taking over, and I don't need... Originally, it would be Sprint buying T-Mobile because they had more money, but T-Mobile is so far on the rise that who would be in charge now at this point? Because T-Mobile is making so much more money and going up, while Sprint has been losing money and going down. So overall, I don't know why this would happen, except in order to really challenge maybe Verizon and AT&T more, but I don't want to see this happen, quite frankly. I just don't want to, unless T-Mobile would be the one that actually ends up buying Sprint. Then yeah, I don't see it happening. All right. That is all the news that we have this week. Sorry I couldn't get more news and questions during the week. I have been filming since the morning. A lot of videos. We have over 15 videos coming out this week. So a lot of videos and a lot of coverage on everything being announced this week. So just look out for that. Let every friend know on Wednesday, this is the place to be. You will have more coverage of everything going on this week on this channel. So yeah, by far, just by far. So yeah. All right, let's get to the questions that you guys have for on the comment section down below. Again, if you want to ask any questions in the comment section down below, just ask it and I will answer it before the end of the show, as long as I can. Hey Ricky, happy pre-GS8 week. I was wondering if the S8 Snapdragon 835 doesn't mean Bluetooth 5.0. Well, it has the ability to do Bluetooth 5.0, but right now no headphones have the ability to have Bluetooth 5.0. So I don't know if we'll see that, to be honest, on it for that purpose, because it yet doesn't need to. It might not. Maybe we'll see that with the Note 8. But I'm really curious to see what you guys think in terms of when we'll see Bluetooth 5.0. And would you want it to be future-proof, I guess, in that sense? That would be the main reason to have it, right? Hey, Ricky, how is the GS8? What? Hey, is it worth the pre-order of the S8 from Target? Do you think that there will be better deals elsewhere? I think there will be deals all around. Yeah. Do all unlocked Verizons? Is the phone coming unlocked for Verizon? Mostly all phones do come unlocked for Verizon. I've never seen a phone recently that doesn't come unlocked as long as you get them to take it off of the system portion. But but typically all of the Verizon phones from Android have been unlocked now for a while. Do all unlocked versions of the S8 come with the Exynos processors? So yes, all non-carrier unlocked versions do come with the Exynos processor. And that processor is typically much better compared to the Snapdragon 835. They're both 10 nanometer processors though, so they're really, really going to be much faster and better battery life as well. Thank you both, Tech Crave and Tech Tips, for those words. So if your device, I cannot blink or deny to give you any kind of answer on any kind of product in my hand or on this table. Hey Ricky, I know by now you should have the what? Why are you guys just assuming I have new products? Hey buddy, what is the best time to upload videos? That's a really good question. What is the best time to upload videos? Now, you can go into your analytics and actually see like what times people are actually viewing videos more so. But I would say you typically want to release a video depending on your area of so for me, about 50% of people that watch our show or watch our channel get the ability to have sorry, I just saw some questions in the comment. So over 50% of our people that watch the show watch in the US, right? So I typically try to lean towards that since that's about 50% of it. So that means I have to consider Pacific time, Standard Time, and East Coast time. That being said, I like to have mine come out at maybe 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that way it's about noon in the East Coast time. In Chicago, Texas, all that stuff, it's a little bit earlier, and on the Pacific time, it's in the morning. So you have kind of a blend of it. Maybe it might be 8 a.m. better for some people. It depends on where your viewership is, though, because if your viewership is really in Europe or in Asia, then you want to cater towards those times during the day. but people will watch it at all times. I mean, when I go to sleep, I'll gain maybe like 500 views on a video simply for the fact that obviously people from other countries are now watching it. So that's the idea behind posting different times and different. But for me, I like to post one video in the morning and one video in the afternoon to evening, so that you guys get to see multiple videos. That's how I like to post. Oh, this display is ridiculous. Oh yeah, that's right. I can't talk about it. What? Huh? Did you guys hear that? Hey, I was wondering. Oh yeah. Do you think T-Mobile will offer a cheaper price tag on the S8 than other carriers since it's offering the G6 at a cheaper price than other carriers? I do believe so. I am personally on T-Mobile, so I will be buying the T-Mobile variant. So I'm definitely excited for it. I'm definitely pre-ordering because, yeah, it's worth it to pre-order. So yeah. Is there any way to disable the back button on the S6? Waiting for the S8. My back button is broke and all the app. Oh, closes all the apps randomly. You would have to get a third-party app for the S8. There was no way to really disable it. Like you could disable it in video games, if you downloaded the games tool on the S7. But I can't remember if there is a way to do it on the S6. So yeah, I would say there would have to be a third-party app that disables the back button. Tech Tips is right about showing something on the stream. Do you like the red iPhone? I think you'd be surprised actually. I actually heard some people like really liking the color. I think it's more. Look, is it Apple? Honestly, why they released Project Red for the iPhone? Why did they do it? So that they can disrupt Samsung's announcement and launch. However, it is for a good cause, so I will say that it's good for that purpose. In terms of the color, I like shine more than matte on my phones. I like my cases to have matte, but I don't like my phones to be as matte. So it depends on the person. I don't like that color per se. I don't like red. If it was like a green, they might just get me to jump on. But that's the basic thing. Is like it's always trying to release colors that you believe people will like, and there are people that their favorite color is red, diehard red. So those people are gonna get it. Yes, it looks like we're having stereo speakers on the Note 8. I can't wait. I know, Maria. I know you've been waiting for that one. We've talked about that on the show a couple times. Ricky, if you read the bottom of the Clips app, it calls the new iPad 5th generation, and they don't mean the iPad Air. Yeah, no. It's no longer called the iPad Air. It's called the new iPad. And that's all they're calling it now. So they're no longer calling it they've dropped the Air branding entirely. Glad I had T-Mobile JOD, jump on demand. Phones come out often for me to buy it outright. Yeah, no, I've switched phones every 6 months. So I'm the same way. Yes, Ricky. It says it's going to be called the 5th. Yeah. How do you like your Tab S3? I love the Tab S3. I have completely switched over to this now, and I'm not using this anymore. This is the Tab S2. This is the Tab S3. I am really loving it. I've been using it all day. I've been writing notes while setting up for new videos, and yeah, it's awesome. It really is, and I can't wait to really get into this. I've done about 4 videos on this today, recorded wise, or five is just on this today. So a lot coming this week, and yeah, can't wait to share it with you guys. We have even how to download. I will say the biggest thing was for me, I wanted to download the old S Note app. I prefer it over the Samsung Notes app, and I go over the differences between them. And I did a video on how to download the S Note app if that's what you want to do. But overall, I am loving this damn pen. Like, I've been just playing around with the pen for a while now. It feels so damn good. If you go into a Best Buy that carries the Tab S3, check it out just for the pen, just to use the pen. It really is just top-notch quality. I love it. So yeah, check it out. I like that Starbucks cup. Well, I do like Starbucks. I would pray to God one day they will sponsor the show so I don't have to keep spending so much money on their coffee. I hate Android 7.0 for AT&T S7. Reduced battery life and multi-window apps not as good as Samsung's multi-window software. I completely agree. Please tell me there's an update and a fix to come for those problems. I can tell you the split screen will get better soon, but as for the S7, I'm not sure if that will happen. But I did talk to some people at Google over the past week, and they assured me that, and I saw that problem is going away. If it's going away on this S7, that is another thing. Or will the update come for it, and how long will that be, is a whole nother question. So yeah. If Apple adds a MacBook iPhone dock, that would mean you would get the next and latest iPhone and the latest MacBook. Well, one thing first. I always get the latest iPhone. Every single iPhone I do buy, like this year. This year will be interesting because normally we only buy one iPhone, right? We only buy one, and that is the iPhone Plus variant. So this year would be the iPhone 7s Plus. But this year, because Apple's releasing the iPhone X, that's going to be the one you have to get. So yeah, that's going to be the one that we have to get. So yep, that's the one. That's the one we're getting. Now, whether or not that will work for it, I think that'll be interesting. But yeah, so I always buy it though. I do always buy it. So I wanted to clarify that. I buy an iPhone every year. Yeah, the dock would be a cool idea from Apple, but I don't know they would be good because a lot of people like MacBooks already, and Apple just added a touch bar in November. Yeah, they did add the touch bar in November, but that MacBook was greatly divided. The MacBook Pros were not great sellers. They actually did not increase Apple's sales. The quarter before they launched and the quarter of their launch did not have an increase in sales, which means it did not perform what they wanted. So no, those MacBooks have not sold well compared to what Apple wanted because it did not increase their sales, which is very bad. And it really is because they did 4 Type-C connections. Apple, that's great that you want to futurize this device, but for one, you can't plug in your Lightning headphones into it. You just are telling us we're going away from the headphone jack and we're going Lightning headphones. You can't put an SD card into it, and you can't have a full USB. Yes, there's adapters for all of this, but I'm paying $1,500 to buy more stuff? No, you need to do better. The Razer I'm currently reviewing outperforms the MacBook Pro by far. So it's like, yeah, if you're gonna spend that kind of money, you deserve better. What color S8 Plus will you buy? I do not know yet. We are going to get the colors that we talked about last week, right? We have 4 colors being talked about. Will all 4 come to the US? That might be a possibility, or it might not. We'll have to wait and see. Hey Ricky, do you think Android O is going to help save battery? I can't wait to get it on the Pixel XL. I do think it'll help. I don't think it'll make any dramatic improvements. I think you're seeing other software developers like Huawei and Samsung particularly manage battery life much better than Android is. What they're doing is then being implemented on Android OS updates. They're having things go to sleep rather than being shut down, which is better because apps have learned how to counter the clearing RAM part of optimization, but sleep is different. It's like the doze feature, right? So that is the best way to do it. Oh, come on, please show. I do not know what you're talking about. I have my tablet over here. I have this big screen phone over here, and I have my S7 Edge over here. I do not know what you're talking about. You think that the S8 colors are going to have all blackface? I think it's a possibility. Have you watched the Power Rangers movie? Yes, I have watched the Power Rangers movie. I have not been able to do a review for it because I've been doing so many videos today for everything coming out this week. So because of that, I've not done a review. I will post a review after this, and I'm also going to talk about the Justice League trailer as well. In short, though, the Power Rangers movie. What? Don't know what that came from. The Power Rangers movie may have come from this phone. Yep. Okay, so the Power Rangers movie definitely is one to go and see. If you are a 90s kid, you will love this movie. If you watched the show as a kid, it fulfilled everything you wanted it to. So well done. Is it a great movie? No. A good movie. Absolutely. It's a good movie. And for a 90s kid, it makes you feel, it makes you remember. It hits everything you want to. Alpha 5 was actually probably the best part side character that I thought was going to be awful. But definitely the standouts are the Blue Ranger by far is the standout, along with the Red Ranger and Pink Ranger. The Yellow Ranger and the Black Ranger had some issues, or not issues, just not enough screen time to get developed as much as the other ones. Overall, though, I cannot wait for the next one. I'm late to the show. When did you say the Note 8 is coming out? I did not say when the Note 8 is coming out, but traditionally they come out in August. Is the S8 going to trust the iPhone sales? Well, last year the S7, I believe, sold more than any other phone, but you have to realize that was also because of the fact that with that being said, you have to include the fact that the Note 7 got recalled and most Note 7 customers bought an S7 Edge. So take that as it is. What is the battery capacity on the Galaxy Tab S3? I do not know off the top of my head. I want to say it's like 6,000 something. Let's just see real quick. I will answer that. Galaxy Tab S3. 6,000 milliamp battery. Any word on T-Mobile Galaxy Tab S3 LTE? No, I am curious who the Tab S3 will go to. So far, I've heard about it not going to a carrier, just in whispers. So we'll see if it will go to everyone or if it'll only go to few or what. S8 rounded corners versus G6 corners. I would say I greatly prefer rounded. Well, it's not only that. I prefer not just rounded, but I also prefer to have the ability to have the curved display. So, like, you know how in the S7 you have this curved display. So I like that more so. The fact that, you know, I have the edge display. I like that more. I can't wait to pre-order the iPhone 7. That was worth pre-ordering. The other phone is too. Hey Rick, I heard the T-Mobile's BLK guy is the international version. So does it have a DAC or a quick charge? I'm not sure which one you mean, man. The DAC or the quick charge? Are you talking about the LG G6? The LG G6 in the US will not have the higher quality DAC, if that's what you're asking. But it will have the wireless charging. Why doesn't Samsung ever keep their own software skin updated for the first 2 years of service? It's a really good question. But I always argue with this. Look, there are Android OS updates, right? Absolutely. But Samsung has software features, and so does LG, and so does Huawei. They have software features that are far ahead of Android. Far ahead of Android. And so that's why I guess I don't mind as much not having the latest Android version, because the latest Android version doesn't always run smoother on an old device. And you have this happen with iOS users. iOS users, if you're on an iPhone 6 or 6S and you get the latest version of iOS, your phone starts to really slow down, and it's crappier than it was before. You're having more crashes, you're having more issues, and it's because that hardware was not made for that software. That's all there is to it. So yes, it could be better on Android to actually update more often with Samsung, with LG, with all these companies. But at the same time, I really have to see what are the benefits of this new OS, and does the current manufacturer already do more than that? Um, so yeah, Best Buy has always Samsung phones on display early. That's a great tip. Tech tips. Does the currently unobtained blow away? Does the currently unobtainable SA blow away the iPhone 7 Plus in your assumptions? Are you experiencing battery issues on the Note 7 on the same untouchable? I do not know. I mean, obviously, I cannot talk about a product I don't currently. Yeah. However, from what I've seen on the S8, I mean, the display was better, right? The battery was better, so it's really kind of curious to see how that will turn out. I saw your drawings on Instagram. They are pretty good. So that is more of a coloring app. I do want to clarify that, just because I didn't want to give myself that kind of credit for drawing. It's a coloring app that is on the Tab S3. It's called Recolor, and it makes you look like you have skill. I do not. But so I really like it, and that's why I was so impressed by it. Like, look, if it looks like I have skill, ooh, benchmark test finished. If it looks like I have skill, that's really cool because I do not. But it is really amazing to see the different kind of quality you can get from it. So you can kind of see just like how talented a lot of these different things are for this. So it looks so beautiful. And yeah, I have two posted on my Instagram, so you can go ahead and check out my Instagram to see that. Overall, though, it's fun things like that I can do with the pen that really are grabbing me in. What's your current favorite phone? One that I can activate later this week. How did the new S Pen hold up to the old S Pen or the Apple Pencil? So this S Pen is the best S Pen I've ever had. It is the best pen or stylus I've ever had, not including Intuos. So meaning I like it better than the Surface Pen. I do like it better than the Apple Pencil by far. I found it too rounded on the Apple Pencil. This is just right in terms of it has grooves, so you hold it just right, and it feels like it. And the texture, I don't know what this texture is, but it just feels so damn good. So yeah, really like it. I'm thinking about getting a Samsung, but I want to be able to keep it full 2 years. I know you're having issues with your Edge, but is there any way to keep it going fast the whole 2 years? Yes, I'm having issues with my Edge, but to be honest, if I would reset it, it would be fine. I'm just too lazy. I could do smart switch, back it up to my computer, erase everything, put it all there. But I'm also a power user. I am less than 5% of users by far. How do I know that? Because I make an iPhone crash every single time I use it. I make an iPhone crash every single time I use it. There's never been one iPhone launch where I don't make that iPhone crash. And people are like, "What? You can't make an iPhone crash. It's impossible." I'm a power user. I use a phone to its fullest ability. Everything I need now, 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 now. So I demand a lot out of a phone, and that's why when people ask me like, oh, well, iPhones just work. And it's like, yeah, if you like, if you like doing things at a certain pace, it's fine. But if you need more to step up, you need that. The Note never had issues with it in my experience, and that is generally always my phone at the end of the year because it does not have any issues. I can use it for the full time, and it has no issues. Would 1000 FPS also improve fast motion or just slow motion? you would have to be able to have the ability to do fast motion at that way, which I don't know if that will be available. Do you know why I keep getting the screen overlay message on the Note 4 running on 6.0? A lot of apps. How do I fix it? Oh, David, I have fixed that exact issue, but I don't remember how, to be honest. I'm trying to remember, but I cannot. It had something to go. I think if you go into developer options, there's a screen overlay in there, and doing that was the first step, but I can't remember the last step. Google it though. I did Google it, and that led me to the answer. So just Google screen overlay Samsung issue, and find it, and you will be able to fix it. How do the speakers on the Tab S3 compare to the iPad Pro? So I have not used the iPad Pro in almost a year now, so I would have a hard time comparing it to it. But these are loud. They are loud. When I'm playing a game, I turn it down because they're too loud for playing a game, I would say. However, when watching a video, I would say they're just right for that kind of audio quality. So yeah. Ricky, can you call me Alex? I saw a pretty cool leak of the SA Coral Blue. Anyway, see you next week. Yeah, cool. I'll call you Alex, TechRip. Is the screen ratio of the Tab S3 16:9 or is it still 4:3? Just as long as the screen is improved. It is unfortunately still a 4:3, which I am not happy with. Samsung, that is the biggest thing that I would have loved to see on this tablet. Give me a 16:9. Give me a 16:10. Give me an 18:9. I don't care. Just, well, actually, that would be kind of weird in a tablet. But just, I didn't want this. I didn't want a 4:3 again. Again, none of the apps on Android are made for 4:3 ratio. None of them. So, yeah. They all look weird. Seeing that AKG headphones are included with the S8, can I assume that AKG is also involved with the DAC? That is a possibility. AKG is a subsidiary of Harman Kardon, which Samsung now owns. Of Harman, not Harman Kardon. Ricky, black or blue? I have no idea what you're talking about. But as Wesley Snipes says, always bet on black. What tech wipes do you use to clean your devices? I use some that I bought off of Amazon. I do not have any with me right now. They're in the bins back there. But I just use some that are on Amazon for tech wipes. So yeah, nothing too special. I just buy the the pack with like 2 of them with it. And yeah, that lasts me a couple months. Would you consider the Gear S3 is a must-get companion for Galaxy phones? A must-get companion, no. If you are interested in a smartwatch, though, I would say it's currently the best smartwatch you can get right now. But we're going to get the Huawei Watch 2 in, so that might change my mind. Are you going to keep your phone, or are you going to buy a new one? For my personal line, I am going to upgrade once pre-orders start. For my secondary line, well, I have one for that. Most recommended case for the Tab S3 with kickstand. I'm looking into that, Timothy. I really want to have a better one for kickstand wise, because this doesn't stand the way I want it to. Like, this is the angle that I use it mostly at, but I want a better angle. So I would want a little bit further back, like just like this. This is what I would want. And this can't go there because it's literally this, or that's it. So I would like a better angle. So I am going to start looking into other cases for the Tab S3. Basically, today I said I would use this for the whole day. Tomorrow I'm going to use the keyboard case the whole day and see which one I like more overall. By the way, what do you think is going to happen with the SA and the LG G6 or the iPhone S8? Like, in which one's going to be the best or the best seller? It will not be the iPhone 8. It will be the iPhone 7S. iPhone has never skipped an S, and they will never skip an S. I keep telling that to everyone, but I swear to God, all these tech reviewers are like, "Oh, it's coming out. It's coming." No, it's never happened. Every year, tech reviewers say that Apple's skipping the S. They have never skipped the S. They will never skip the S. They will not skip the S. So it will be an iPhone 7s. It will be an iPhone 7X. So iPhone 7s, iPhone 7s Plus, and iPhone X. I did a video on all three products, so please make sure to check out that video on the iPhone X and the Galaxy X coming out later this year. In terms of which one's going to sell the most, I think you're going to really see. We'll see what the public's reaction is to Samsung, because I think that's the biggest thing here. I think LG honestly waited too long, not only to give me my review device, which I still haven't gotten LG, but what the fuck, LG? But that being said, that not only do they not have review devices not all out to everyone, but the fact is with the S8, the problem that LG is going to face is their launch is after Samsung's announcement. That's exactly what they shouldn't have done. And it's all about timing. It's all about timing. They messed the timing up last year. I don't know if they're going to mess it up this year. What's the benchmark score that just finished on the device you can't confirm but can't deny, or maybe currently the face up on your desk? No, the benchmark that just finished on the Tab S3, as I'm going to do a benchmark test video for that phone, for this tablet. No other device on there yet. Did you hear about the deals that Sprint and T-Mobile are for the G6? Both companies are giving Google Home speak. Yeah, did I not cover that on last week's show? I remember covering it with someone, but I don't know if that was just the person that I was talking about that with on what they're giving, or if I covered it on the show. Please let me know. In terms of the coverage for that they're giving, so if I remember correctly, all of them are getting Google Home. For Sprint, you're getting a 49-inch TV. For what is it? For Verizon, you're getting a 43-inch TV. And AT&T gets a BOGO. Then Verizon also has a $200 trade-in. Those are all the deals. So yeah, 49-inch TV is at Sprint. 43-inch TV is at Verizon. Everyone gets Google Home. AT&T gets the BOGO. T-Mobile is the lowest priced phone, but they're only getting, as far as I know, that one promotion, which is the Google Home promotion, unless that's changed during a week, because that's what it was at the beginning of this week. How do you make an iPhone crash? You go fast. You continually do things while it's downloading stuff and doing other stuff and downloading other stuff and downloading other stuff, and it just freezes and crashes. It's really like, when I set up for a review, I have to download certain apps, so I download those apps right away, right? While those apps are downloading, I'm also signing into my OneDrive to get the music and video that we play for every comparison. So I'm also downloading that. Then I'm also usually improving the keyboard, because the iPhone keyboard sucks, and I install SwiftKey. I put it on there. So yeah, those are the things that I'm doing. Do you think the Note 8 will be two different sizes? No, I think there will only be one Note 8. Why did Apple just call it the new iPad? Just because it's just that way they say it's the new iPad, and then they'll just probably on the next one just call it the iPad this generation. And do you think I should keep my S7 Edge, or what should I upgrade to the S8? Sorry for a lot of questions. I would upgrade, personally, or wait for the Note 8. What are some good wireless charging stands and portable wireless chargers and wireless charging cases? Okay, that's a lot of them. So wireless charging stands, the best current one I would say right now is the Samsung one, the Samsung Fast Charge. However, could there be new ones that come out with the new product? Probably. So yeah. So that would probably be then the newest one. Wireless charging cases. I don't like wireless charging cases so much. Look, they're good for your battery. I will give it that. Samsung has them. They even have waterproof ones. But here's the thing about wireless charging cases: they charge your phone slow. When you typically need to charge on the go, you need it fast. You don't need it slow charge. So personally, I would wait for charging cases. I haven't seen any that I personally like to use as my main case. Don't like the fact that T-Mobile and Sprint are trying again. Bad for consumers. Yeah, I would say so. LG Backup is awesome because it can back up the entire device and to external storage. I wish Samsung implemented the same thing. Samsung's had the same thing. Smart Switch since the S7 or maybe even the S6, you could back the entire thing up on a SD card. That's actually how Samsung did it at the airports. When they had to do the Note 7, they were giving away free SD cards to consumers. So they gave away 64 gigs or 128 gig memory cards because they backed up your entire storage on the memory card and then gave you the memory card. That way you could restore it on a new Samsung product using Samsung Smart Switch. So yeah, they've been able to do that for a while now. When I tried the Samsung Cloud backup for the Note 7, it sucked. Yeah, the Samsung Cloud backup for the Note 7 was in its infancy. It's gotten better, but I just honestly don't like it. If Apple don't call it the iPhone X, what will they call it in your opinion? They won't call it the iPhone 8. That's all I know. What is your opinion on the new Over Horizon? You know, I have not heard it. I saw the video for it in my queue, but I will say I have not heard it. So I will check it out after doing this video, and then I will do my Power Rangers review. Why did you think HTC Ultra was a good idea? Oh, why did HTC think the HTC Ultra was a good idea? I have no idea. I think they wanted to rush something out. They wanted to rush something out in order to beat LG and Samsung to being the first phone. The problem is that they announced it and they didn't come out for a long time, so that delayed it. And it doesn't have anything really to... that phone has so many issues that it's just not worth it. It is not worth it for anyone. You're better off getting a OnePlus 3T for a cheaper price and getting more for your bang for your buck, or getting a Pixel XL at that price. They're doing a high-end price without giving you a reason to get a high-end price. Interested in supporting you, but went to Patreon and no way to contribute a one-time basis. Why don't you set up a way to contribute a one-time basis on PayPal? I could do that. I just I've never for the one-time basis thing. It's just PayPal takes more out of it, and Patreon takes probably the least amount. So that's why I like the idea of Patreon, because of the fact that people can, a dollar, and that helps a long way over time. I mean, if you do $12 in a year, it has helped out the channel amazingly. So yeah, that's why. I understand that. So in terms of contributing, it's just the best way for our channel to do it. Thank you for wanting to contribute. I really do appreciate it. But as of right now, I have no plans to do another way to contribute in terms of doing for our giveaway or anything like that. So yeah, at least as of right now, we have no plans to do that. How about showing us your desk? We want to see all the devices on it. Oh, sure. No, Maria, no. Not showing you guys my desk right now. It's messy. Yeah, that's it. It's messy. Have you ever had to jailbreak an iPhone because it wasn't good enough? If I ever spent more than 2 weeks with one, I would, but unfortunately the max time that I usually have with my iPhones is 2 weeks, just because it's not good enough for me. And I'm being honest. I'm not being like mean about it or anything like that. Every person, for millions and millions of people, the iPhone is the perfect phone for them. It's not for me. Do you think or know the Samsung finally fixed the RAM management issue on the S8 that you clearly, obviously, for legal purposes, don't know? Very true. If I were to guess, I would say, you might not notice any issues, but who knows? I mean, no one really knows. So, Yeah. Um, have you found any good deals for the Gear S3? No, not recently. I haven't seen any discounts that I can recall. Although, if you haven't done it already, download Slick Deals. They always have all the latest update on deals, especially when it comes to tech. So, if I ever look for deals on tech, I go there first. Will Samsung release a new watch such as the Gear S4? The Gear S4 will most likely release with the Note 8. Gear watches typically release with the Note series. Will all Samsung devices now adopt the S8 screen ratio? I do not know. We don't know what the screen ratio is yet, if it's going to be what LG's is, the 18:9, or slightly different. We don't know. Do you know the release date for the Galaxy Note 8? What we believed it to be, the Galaxy Note 8 will most likely come out in August, as it did last year for the Note 7, and as it did for the Note 5. Does the Samsung wireless charging stand work for LG? If not, is it the best charging stand for LG G6? Yes, it does work for the LG G6. However, LG does not have fast wireless charging. They have regular wireless charging. So yeah. If you're wondering why that is, by the way, there is no Qi standard for fast wireless charging. Samsung made their own standard for fast wireless charging. Because obviously they've been in the technology the longest, they've been able to improve upon it the most. So yeah. Are there any portable chargers that have wireless charging? If so, which are the best? There are that have some. I am very interested in the ones that are coming from Tilt. And hopefully we'll be getting those in the next month or so. So definitely excited for those. Those are not out yet though, but we did see a sneak preview of them at CES, and those are probably the chargers that I'm most looking forward to. Will you do a spoilers review for Power Rangers? Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll have to do a spoilers review. I wish they would put a fingerprint scanner on the screen. What do you think? I think a fingerprint scanner on the screen will come with the Note 8, but we'll have to wait and see if that comes true. Will the S8 Plus fit into the Gear VR line one? Well, I believe so, but it is slightly taller than the S7 Edge from what we've seen on the schematics that we saw 2 weeks ago. So we'll have to wait and see if it fits in there. However, since Samsung said that they're releasing the controller for the old Gear VR, then I think that makes sense that it will have it. Will the iPhone X have a headphone jack? No, that headphone jack is gone. How does it feel to use Samsung Pay on a device as I have not used anything on a kind of device that is that big, so I don't know. Just got here. Anything new on the Note 8? Note 8 looks like it will be 6 gigs of RAM. It looks like it will have a 4K display, and it looks like it will have stereo headphone or stereo speakers. Is or what will legal purposes the S8 be nicely fit in your hands, or is it too big? I think seeing the design of that phone that we saw 2 weeks ago on the schematics, I think it will fit perfectly in the hand, and I think it will be such a wow factor. But who knows? Haven't been to tune in a while. Why did you change your name from the YouTube Tech Guy? You know, it's funny. I've gotten this at least probably 3 to 4 times a week now. So YouTube Tech Guy, the reason we did it is because we started reviewing things outside of the mobile industry and outside of just Android. So we started reviewing smart home things. We started reviewing all these. We have a robot projector on our channel now. So yeah. So definitely because of things like that, we branched out and we just changed the name to the YouTube Tech Guy. So yeah. It would be cool if Apple designed the iPhone X to look like the original iPhone. Well, it will be glass on glass and metal frame around, so it's not too far off of like a updated look of it. But yeah, I think it's gonna look amazing, the iPhone X. Thanks, that did fix the screen overlay issue on my. Thanks, congratulations, David. I hoped it would. All right, guys, is that the end of the show? ask all your final questions now, and I will end the show shortly. Gotta love how quickly things unlock. But yeah. Sorry. The Tab S3 over here, Tab S3, yeah. Laughing anytime you address anything about, well, I have no idea. I mean, I'm just trying to answer everything I possibly can, and it's not that I can't answer the thing. I mean, I don't, as a movie once quoted, look, I don't like to be mysterious, but I can't talk about it, and I can't talk about why I can't talk about it. How would you estimate or assume the S8 size compared to current phones? I think you might have videos of that on this channel covered in the upcoming time. So yeah, definitely when we would get the next Samsung device, I'm assuming that size comparisons will be up as soon as possible. That's my assumption. As you said, assume. Awesome, thank you. I'm gonna get. I was gonna get the Note 7. I still love the Note 4. Still the best Note to date. Thanks for the update. I have an Apple laptop. How will it work with the new Note 8? Apple actually can work really well with the Note 8 with Samsung SideSync. And you can download it now just so you can see how the app would work. But basically the idea behind SideSync is that my phone I can have right on my computer screen on a PC or a Mac, and you can take your calls, you can take your messages, you can reply to your texts, you can even drag and drop things very easily. So yeah, that's how it would work. For you to have your music connected seamlessly, you would want to upload all of your iTunes music into Google Music, into Google Play Music. What that does is it can take every single song, playlist, everything you have on iTunes, and every future song you have on iTunes, and upload it to Google Music. This way, every time you download a new song on your Mac, you will automatically have it uploaded to your Android device as well. So that is how you do it. Now, we did a video on this a long time ago. It's still valid, so go ahead and check that out. But basically, it seamlessly pairs your iTunes with your Google Music, so that everything that's updated on your iTunes will update on your Android phone for music. Are you watching WrestleMania 33? No, I'm not. That's not on today, or is it? That's on. Is it April when it's on? No. It usually is. Was WrestleMania 33 today? Hey Google, when is WrestleMania 33?
WrestleMania 33 is on Sunday, April 2nd, 2017.
April 2nd, so next week. No, I probably won't watch it. I'll probably see the recap, though. Have you ever reviewed a product on a budget? How is your diet coming along? So, have I reviewed a product on a budget? Well, I did review the Moto G series last year. I have reached out to them as well to send us the Moto G5. I think that's the best budget phone that I would recommend. However, for the diet, unfortunately, I did go up 3 pounds. This week in Vegas on a trip, definitely ate more than I wanted to, and unfortunately drank more than I wanted to. I think the alcohol is what really did it. So yeah. Do you think on the 90-day exchange policy, what do you think on the 90-day exchange policy on the S8? I have not heard of a return policy that long for it, so I'm curious to see. Where is a good place to sell the Pixel XL? So Tech Tip said not on eBay. I actually typically sell all my products on eBay. It's just very easy to. However, there's Let It Go. There's so many different ways. There's Gazelle, I think. There are so many different ways to sell it. It's just up to you. But yeah. Bye, Ricky. Enjoy your phone you don't have. Yes, thank you for that. Will you be streaming Samsung Unpacked? I will not be streaming Samsung Unpacked. However, I will have lots of videos posted that day. A lot of videos posted that day. Like, you should just stay on the channel the whole day. and like and you know, everything, and share everything. That's the big thing. So Wednesday, every video that I post, share it, guys. Share it so we can get. I want to triple our numbers for views that day. So every video I post, share it, and that will really help the channel grow and maybe get us to the point where, you know, it can help us in the future. If I could do this ever full time, that would be perfect, and that's what we could do if I could be able to do it. Will the phone that you don't have for legal purposes be successful? Yes. I think any phone that wows people will be successful, in my opinion. Why is there so many leaks in the SA? Do you think Samsung is purposely doing this? I do not think so. From the people that I know at Samsung, they are very much against leaks. So I do not think so personally. However, the real thing about Samsung and leaks is that Samsung is not controlling as much as they used to, and they're taking chances with employees getting them earlier, I would say, which of course can also cause leaks. So yeah. And not to mention, people are paying money. I mean, people pay a lot of money for leaks. Is the iPod dead? And will Apple release a new one? The iPod is dead. I do not believe they would release a new one for any reason. At least no time soon. What did you dislike about the Galaxy Tab S3? So far, I dislike the pricing. I think that it's priced too expensive. I think it should have been $100 less, or it should have come with 64 gigs of storage for this price. And two, I wish the aspect ratio would have been 16:9 or 16:10 instead of 4:3. Have I read anything about Bixby? I have read, definitely not experienced, Bixby. Has a company ever charged you for a device they sent you? No, they never charged me, but most devices that I get sent, I do send back. So most devices are on a 3-week to 30 days to 60 days trial basis, meaning I get that product for that long time, then I have to ship it back after that a lot of time. Some they do let me keep though. What's Google Home? Google Home is like Alexa. We've done a lot of videos on it. Check it out. And it's the way I control everything in my home. Like, hey Google, turn off the studio lights.
Sure, turning 3 lights off.
And those lights just turned off because of my voice with Google Home. Hey Google, turn on the studio lights.
You got it, turning 3 lights on.
Oh, sorry, man. Apparently, I activated your tablet with Google Home. Pocket Now started a 90-day return policy. Stated a 90-day return policy on the SA and SA Plus. I have not seen that. I will actually check that out right after this. My name on eBay, double R86, I believe. It's an old name that I have, but yeah. One question: stereo or mono speakers on the phone that must not be mentioned. I cannot divulge that kind of information that, of course, I do not know. Let's see. Oh my god, be careful what you ask for. I have about 250 senior friends on Facebook, and some would drive you crazy. Look, if we get views, if we increase the views, we increase the channels. I would love to eventually do this. Like I said, my goal, if we would ever get to $5,000 a month, I would quit my full-time job and I would do this full-time and just put everything I have into editing, creating these videos and doing everything and really put my all into it. So that's what I would do if we would ever get to that point. But I mean, we're not halfway there yet. So look, if we get there in 2-3 years, that would be amazing. But let's see how quickly the channel can grow. Oh, sorry for everyone. I turned on their Google Home. Sorry. How do you set up a Google Home? Does it work on anything? It works on a lot of things. We've done several videos on it. I recommend you check it out. But it's a great product. It comes free with an LG G6 right now if you get one. But yeah, check it out on our channel. We have a lot of great videos on it and what it can cover and what it doesn't cover. It covers Wemo. It covers Philips Hue. It covers Logitech Hub. Harmony Hub. It covers Nest. It covers certain things like that. How does Android deal with viruses? The iPhone seems to handle them better. What are your thoughts on it, mainly on Samsung phones? Well, Samsung phones, depending on your carrier, they do come with an antivirus built into it. If your Samsung has Smart Manager, then it has antivirus protection into it. However, antivirus is worthless, completely worthless for most people. I've done this. It's still one of the most popular videos that I have, and that is the truth about viruses on Android. And the truth is 99.97%. That means 0.03% of all viruses come from outside of the Play Store. So if you download your apps from the Play Store, you're never going to get a virus. However, if you download like bad APK versions, or horrible go to bad websites, or download FrostWire, or download anything like that, that's when you'll get viruses. Apple does not handle them better. It's just that Apple doesn't have enough market share for hackers to care. It's the same thing, like Apple is no better at security than Windows or Android. It's just Apple sells nowhere near what Windows or Android sells. You have to realize 80% of the market share in the entire world on mobile OS is Android. 85% of the PC market, of the computer market, is Windows PC based. So Apple has 15 and 20%. Why would you make a virus for only that small section when you can make a virus for this section? That's why viruses are made for Android and why viruses are made for Windows more than Macs or iPhones. Apple's nowhere near better. It's actually easier to develop a virus for iOS products or for Mac products because Unix is an open book. You can literally learn how to program a virus for Unix much more easily than you can for what Windows uses, which is different from Unix. Not Linux. It's not Linux, but it's a different version. It's a manipulated version of Unix instead of being just Unix. So much easier to do that for. Do you still use the Amazon Echo? Not right now. I will be using it to do some videos in the future, but not right now. Do you like Samsung out of Android phones? I would say Samsung just seems to do, if you want the best of the best. Now, Samsung is not the best bang for the buck in terms of, that's going to be like, the OnePlus 3Ts, the Axon 7s, the Huawei Honor 8, like those kind of phones are the better bang for a buck. Moto G5, these phones are better bang for the buck. So it depends on the user. But if you want the best of the best, Samsung's been at the top of the charts now for 4 years going. Are the new iPads lame? The new iPad is a much better deal than the old iPads. I will say that, but is it completely perfect? No. So yeah. Alright guys, I think we will call that a night. Thank you as always for watching. A lot of videos coming this week. Again, definitely Wednesday. Let's get the hashtag tech guy going crazy that day, and let's get as many views as we can that day. If we can really get views high, then just maybe we can get a lot of things going on the channel started and get also a lot of manufacturers to notice the channel more. Thank you as always for watching. Make sure to give that like, thumbs up before you close out the screen. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.